Alright guys, Will here back more Watch Dogs 2. We'll continue on. Power to the ship. Sheeple? Whatever. What's that? Kaser should not be a 5.
I'm just, like, the beats are killing me right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Alright, then let's go through these ratings.
Can we just do a do-over, guys? This is like a moment. Tyler and Cody are finally having, like, the conversation that I've been waiting for them to have for so long.
Nice work on the billboard.
Okay,
You got a reaction.
Yeah.
What happened?
I got an email between Fluss and his cronies.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like
He's
literally
seriously
just like,
pissed.
okay, what's happening?
He's trying to pass a law
And, like,
against
look,
groups
anything
with the
can change from
capability
here.
of revealing
Like,
proprietary directives and
so-
actions. That's
We're
us.
good, we're good for
This
now.
sounds like something.
Kaser, I
improbable.
don't feel great
part of the
about.
reason why they're helping Thrust.
You know, I love Kaser.
You need to
as a
hack
human
into the
being. I think
CEO's
that he's
office.
so much fun, and like,
Oh, Mary
I
Cat's
would
good.
love to work with Kaser in
And
the game. Like,
here's
I
an
feel
expert
like
opening
I
the
get
back
him.
door to the servers.
And
Another
I
USB?
love just like
I could start a damn store with these.
honestly, like the wisdom that
Just
he
don't
has,
sell that one.
and like he's so emotionally intelligent. Like he understands things. Like I can trust anybody to go talk to Kaser, and I know he's gonna give them like great advice. And I think that's
You know,
awesome.
last time I was in here, things didn't go so
the
well.
game.
Worst time ever, really.
As a player of the game,
Bad memories.
there is
They've
a
increased
disconnect.
security because of that, by the way.
Well, that's just great
He
news.
doesn't have the right social instincts to make solid connections with people. Like, man, when you think about like the people that he's worked with in the past, Janelle, Howie, like the Sovereign Six, they were people that were kind of pushed together. It wasn't pulled together by a social game. It was they were pushed together like out of necessity. He went back into season 7 with those same allies, and he made some like connections, yes, but not game connections in season 7. And now he's back, and like you can tell, even his relationship with Janelle, like they're friends. They haven't talked in a while, and like they don't connect on a game level. Janelle and Kaser don't. They come from very different places, and you can tell that Janelle is often just like, okay, sir, like, you're doing your thing, and it takes years of knowing him, or, like, being forced in with him to get her to work with him in the way that she does, and that sucks for Kaser, because I think he's great, but, unfortunately,
Be advised,
I am
we have
gonna have
reports
to give
previously
him
identified target near your location.
3
Over.
Yep.
out of 10.
more cars!
It hurts my heart. I'm rooting for him. If Kaser can win this game, I'm gonna be confetti
Kaser
rain.
wins this game. Oh my god. That'll be a miracle. I'm so happy. But no, I mean, for my rating, I have to disagree with Taryn and go with the audience. I'm giving him a 5, and that is because while I think he's in a precarious position right now, I think that he has such a good read on the house and what's going on in the house and the people in the house.
Phone
and what makes
tap.
them tick.
We'll
And
record
I
all
think
her
that
conversations.
While maybe
We'll get
he's
everything
struggling
she
to connect
says.
right now on a social level, I do think he does have some very good conversations.
Head over to the server room and install the
Maybe
back door.
Way
he
ahead
doesn't
of
have the ability to do like the lighthearted
That's
conversation,
ridiculous.
but he
To all
has
inviters.
really great conversations
The projects
that
we work
are
on need to be kept
on
super
an
secret,
emotional
right?
level with
We all know
people.
that. So
I think
anybody
that will
asking
mean
about what we're
something.
up to, even my
And I
family
think
members or
that,
best friends, can't be told
moving forward,
anything. Not even that you can't tell them, just say, I don't
think
like
he's
to
in a
talk
worse
about
position
work
than
and
Janelle,
change
but
the
I think
subject
that
to
it's
sports or
possible
something.
that he can pull
Even
himself
if they
out
keep
of that
asking.
position
Thanks, everyone.
read on the game and his ability to see what's coming before it happens, basically. So I'm giving him a 5 with the hope that things will turn around for him and he'll be able to get some more allies, but we'll see.
All right, Brent.
I'm like Sandra in Survivor. I don't know about that. Like,
I know. I saw
think-
Puya's face. Puya,
Yeah.
we had the same reaction. It's like, how dare you?
Ah, fuck.
We are making the tough choice, and
Yeah, I
you're
can't
over
do it.
here giving like it's nothing. Shame on you, audience. Shame on you.
I can't do it.
I was like, I don't want to come here and say like 6 hours like, he's just in love with Kaiser. Look at him, fat boy. What a simp. And like, I was like, it hurts, but I'll put the 3 out there, I guess. But then the audience said 5, and I was like, hey, you can run with this. I can blame me and the audience, man. We're all the same page.
Yeah. So.
Of course, I do both.
You know, last time I was in here, things didn't go so well. Worst time ever,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I can't even argue, man.
Yeah.
They've increased security because of that.
If you
By the
actually
way.
watch
Well, that's just great
Kaiser,
news.
like, so what that is, I don't mean to, I'm not being sassy with you, Melissa, but so what that his reads on the house are
Yeah,
great.
but look what happened. Look what happened for this situation. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
he tweeted because he knew that something was up, and everyone else was like reassuring him and telling him, "Don't worry about
That's
it."
true.
I don't think he'll just sit idly by and let himself go home like a lot of people might, just because other people are telling him, "You're good, you're good." I think he will know what's up.
Yeah.
I think he will know the right people to talk to.
I pray that you're right. But just here's the thing. Just insofar as connecting with people and understanding them and being able to grab them where you can look into their eyes and make them feel comfortable with you, he just lacks that. And I agree with Taryn. I think I would get along great with Kaiser. Like I love.
Gosh, of course I missed.
Presence in my life. But most of the house guests just do not. There's no way that they can find a way to connect with him, and it frustrates me to no end, but I have to think that it's like Occam's likely result of this.
Proceed to alarm location.
She's gonna touch the block, Casey's gonna go home. That's the most likely way that they can. And I pray to God that I'm wrong. I would love for it to be anything other than I can see that answering your question.
I mean, look, I honestly, but like, it's week 1, and like, subject to change.
Yeah, and this is a different week 1, because we, like, normally we go every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, like, we don't look at the first week, we're getting the first week, and then things are happening.
We have an alert for possible felon near your location.
Like, having this conversation, he had a conversation with Christmas where he said, I'm skeptical of Memphis Alliance. I'm skeptical of Danny. I tweeted out earlier today, I was like, there's something up with him and Danny.
Oh my God.
And he's worried about the fact that he thinks something might have solidified without them, beyond this Memphis thing. And so he said, I'm gonna get close to Cody because I need to, like, we can't be on the outs of this. And so he went up and he finally had the conversation that Cody has been waiting for. And he was like, hey, man, I'm in. They were actually talking to each other and opening up, and Cody, like, spilled a ton to him, apparently. And Tyler was sticking up for Kaiser. Saying like, hey man, Kaiser's been talking to me saying he wants to work with us too.
What's that?
And like, that's good news
Phone
for
tap.
Kaiser.
We'll record all her
Like, Cody's
conversations.
his biggest
We'll
enemy
get
in the house right
everything
now.
she
And if
says.
Tyler has influence with Cody, and Tyler is interested in keeping Kaiser, and
Head
might be
over to
able
the server
make
room
that
and install
happen,
the back door.
Like, this
Way
could
ahead of you.
really shift things around. And like Tyler could, like, you have no idea, guys. I was so excited to come in here and give Tyler a bad rating. But we'll see where it goes. But like, honestly, this is already starting to shift some of what we've been saying, because
Yeah, I was really banking on Tyler getting a lower rating too, so I could buy a lot of Tyler stuff.
All right, Kaiser ends on a 4.
Keep an eye out.
Keisha is up next.
Gotta be nearby.
Let's talk Keisha, Melissa.
I said earlier
I think
I
Keisha
wouldn't give
won.
anyone a 2 or 3, but I guess like I kind of lied. I feel bad because I like Keisha, but I'm worried that she's not pushing hard enough to stay or even like get a solid answer out of people. I feel like when she talks to them to campaign, they basically say like, no one's telling me anything, no one's saying, and it's like, and then they're like, I'll just go with the house. And she's just like, okay, and accepts it. But it's like, you can't just go to every person and have them give you that same, like, non-answer and just, like, be like, well, I guess nobody knows. That's it. Nothing I can do. There's got to be something you can do. And even Janelle was saying that Keisha's not doing a good job of campaigning, and was saying stuff like, oh, I just want to eat your food, like, please. Whereas Kevin is literally like, I'll return the favor. I will work with you, whatever you want to do. You know, I just feel like Kevin's got a better handle on how to campaign in this situation. So I'm sad to do this, but I do think I'm gonna have to give Keisha a 2, just because
I gave Keisha a 1.
Probably will go home this week, and if she doesn't, it's not really anything she's doing that will save her.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Melissa. I feel like it has to be a 2 for Keisha. Like I said, I don't think this is necessarily indicative of like her overall skill level as a player. I'd probably drop it down a bit because now I know that she is not very capable of handling being the first nominee in a house like this. But I do not love where she's at. I would not give her a 1. I tried to reserve 1s for the likes of, you know, the Bellas of the world, and that sort of thing, like people who will just like actively trash their own game and never have a chance to win. And I don't think that Keisha is that. So I have her at a 2 here. But the audience also has her at a 2. Kuya, how do you feel?
I also had her at a 2, and I think
I had her at a 1.
Ultimately, like, I want to call it a spade. You're playing a 1-level game. Like,
Yeah.
you're not playing a high-rated game. But I didn't want to give anybody a 1. I think especially looking at the caliber of the players there, like I don't want to. I don't think so. I think ultimately, we've talked about it at the start. Yeah, we talked about it at the start. Right, I'm ready for the paddle. Just let you know, I know it's coming. I'm ready for the debut.
I just don't understand how you can say the caliber of the play. I feel like her play has been really subpar comparatively to everybody else.
Oh yeah, no, I mean for the house. I don't mean hers. Hers. I just think ultimately we kind of made the points earlier that I think fit the best for her for what is being created here. This is not the environment for her. This is not the deck of cards that she can play with, and she's proving it by not being able to play with it. And she doesn't show the adaptability that I would have maybe thought she had coming into the season. And I think, you know, Kevin played laps around her as far as campaigning, talking, putting himself in a position where he would be picked and saved in this situation. Keisha just kind of like gave me nostalgia for 2 weeks, and then gave me an amazing
You're the man.
highlight reel.
Okay, what's up with this?
You seeing what I'm seeing?
And now
Looks like-
I hope we get good
Shit.
They're using Bellwether.
I have a feeling
Damn.
that this is
That
the
means
last
Bloom is
episode
behind
that we're
all
gonna
of
be-
this.
I'm gonna be talking
Oh
about
man, they're
it.
manipulating
Going
people
the
into
next
voting for thrust.
Sad.
You know what?
Um,
Should be easy
but
to refactor
it
this
is
to
what it is.
push against thrust.
I mean,
Ah, that's
this
genius.
Is just terrible
Do it.
from Keisha. So her positioning sucks. She hasn't been entertaining. She hasn't
Now
really
get the
been
hell out of
trying.
there.
I take Taryn's point that she doesn't really know she's in trouble, so maybe she doesn't want to do anything. But my God, if it's All Stars, do something. And even when she goes, like I saw her go to Tyler like a half hour ago, and she asked Tyler of all people, "You know what's happening?" I don't know what's happening. She's like, "You're sure?" Sure. You have to know he's lying. Do something in the house. Like, it's so frustrating watching somebody who I was so excited to see come back into the house, and for me to have to give her a 1 really sucks. But she's not doing anything. It really, really bites because I don't even think, like, I know we live in this fantasy universe where she can possibly stay. I don't think it's happening. I think that Kevin's already got the votes. I think that there's no chance she could possibly stay.
Okay,
The only
I'm
way
out.
that I
Josh is
saw
working on
she
changing
could
the invite
potentially
algorithm to
stay
screw
was
Thrust.
Janelle Kaser, Ian and Christmas,
One of the other
Devon and
candidates is
Bailey,
having a
and
campaign
Memphis.
rally
And
out in front of
Ian
City Hall.
and Memphis,
I might
don't
just
even
meet you
think
there.
she can get right
Cool.
now. Ian wants to vote. Kevin, Memphis doesn't even care if she goes home. So tell me how the hell she's going to stay in the house. Position-wise, she sucks, and she hasn't been doing anything for her cause. Like, if I was her, I'd be like, you know what? My gut's telling me that I am in trouble right now, so I'm gonna call out some shit, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. And I'm gonna swing for the fences, okay? I'm gonna swing for the fences, because if I was safe, people would tell me to my face, I'm safe. You know they always try to tell the person who's gonna stay in case they win HOH that you're safe, but the fact that no one's telling her anything should tell her that she's not safe. That's all she needs to know, and if she was a better player, she would know that. So that's why she gets a 1.
Absolutely. I mean, the conversations with Kevin and people about, like, are you voting for me? Am I staying? Am I safe? Whatever, are very different from from the conversations that Keisha is having. Like, you can
Yes.
absolutely see that.
Yeah,
When
Keisha's
people
just
ask,
doing
they say,
terrible.
"We don't know
Like
how's
I
Adam,
understand
how's
the
doing,
point
nobody's
of
telling you
like
anything." And with Kevin, it's
I
like,
don't think this is
I'm
indicative
hearing
of
good things
how
that you're gonna say, like, I want to vote for you. I plan on voting
of
for you,
her like
but,
actual
you know, we'll
skill
see
as a
what
player
happens. Just
overall.
like
But I mean,
Keisha did.
she's
Just
played
think
this
about this. Like playing pay it forward. So if you stay in the house and people are telling you, I don't know. Like I'm going with the house at this point. Do you really think they're just gonna let you live with that and then potentially stay in the house? You and HOH.
wait, she was
Put them up
actually
for-
secondary target.
No, they're gonna say.
Through
hey,
Kaser getting saved, and she's in
Bellwether
danger.
has the
So
power to influence every voter in the whole damn country.
And Russ is gonna be the guy covering for him. That's why he's so important.
Well, ever since we messed with Invite's code, Congressman Thruss has taken a hit in the polls. Invite is freaking out.
I don't know. Nobody's telling me anything. I haven't heard a thing.
You're lying. You're lying. That's what I would say. I would probably blow up and say, you know what? I know you're lying. Because this is All Stars. We've all played before. And if you're not telling me that I'm safe and I know somebody's lying, somebody tell me the truth right now. What's happening in the house? And somebody would break and say, you know what, Keisha? You're going home.
But then
I'm voting you out.
wouldn't that be like, I mean,
No!
wouldn't
I'll go
that be
record what's
beneficial for
happening
you?
and use
Because
it
then
against him.
everyone's like, it's this girl who is volatile, and she's clearly
No,
bad.
Thank
if
you,
she
sir.
has a clear enemy or a clear direction of what she wants to do right now, like she just goes with the status quo. She's just gonna have a quiet death. It's like Tammy Ross said in the chat. Keisha has let death take her, and that is what's happened.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be something. There's got to be something to do.
Like, there's a reason why a lot of people are looking at it, and like, you know, there's people that love Keisha, are excited. 8010 was their favorite season. We're so happy she's back. But there's a reason why a lot of people are like, well,
Something tells me security's gonna be crazy.
I did some research. Whole place has security cameras. We can use those to find out.
We talked about how
Security cams to break their security.
You know it.
And it doesn't look like
Thank
she
you.
does. And
No,
it's
she
sad.
doesn't. She's here for
The vote's one of the few
$40,000.
things people got left.
You know Invite's tracking everybody's voting.
That's what it looks like.
Of
Now,
course.
I'm trying to be
Why
a little
wouldn't
fair
it?
to her. Like Taryn said, like, you know, I feel like she does give a damn. But it just doesn't
This Invite thing
feel
drives me
like
nuts.
it.
I
And,
mean,
but then again, I look
companies
back at
manipulate
Big Brother 10
people all
and
the
I'm like,
time,
my
but
God,
they're
like,
so
she wasn't
fucking
that good of a
serious.
player. Like,
They
she was
control all the
constantly
traffic.
outmaneuvered by
They know
Dan and
everything
Memphis.
about
And the
everybody
one
and how
time
to
that she
take
was on the
advantage
block,
of
It
it.
was obvious that Libra was going to go all over her, and even the HOH wanted Libra to go all over her. So, like, she never had to fight for anything before.
Well, see, I feel like, you know, looking at Keisha, like, especially, like, they're talking in the house a lot about, waiting for someone to screw up, and nobody has. Like, every single season, there's somebody that makes a target of themselves. They get themselves evicted week 1. It's entirely their fault. Think about Joey from season 16. Maybe she deserves a 1. Think about Jose from season 18. Maybe he deserves a 1.
My winner pick, yes.
Right? But, like, Keisha came in, and she was disadvantaged. She came in one of the only people that was not able to pregame. She didn't really do anything particularly wrong. It was just kind of a random snipe. And, like, no, she's not helping herself, but she's also not killing herself. She's not, like, completely ruining her chances by being bombastic and, like, getting everyone pissed off. I actually could see a scenario where, you know, Cody finds out that Kevin and Nicole Anthony have
I'll go
been
take a
scheming,
look-see.
and that he's actually with that crew over there.
Check in on your laptop. You
and
wanna see
like,
what
hey,
goes
maybe
down.
he wants to target him, or target somebody close to him. And you know what? I don't actually care that much. Maybe we should flip over to Keisha. I think that's completely within the realm of possibility in the next couple of days. And that's because it is so.
You look like you shot
It's
the
not
bed.
like it's a slam
That's
dunk
hardly
to send
fair.
Keisha home. It's
Now,
not like
you and
everybody
Miss
wants
Catskill
her
made
gone.
promises
I
to
never
her.
promised you
I
anything,
personally
Mark.
don't
Promises
feel
are something
like
to fight against.
she deserves the 1. And I feel like, you know, of all the first boots of all the seasons, I think she's far from the
wish
worst.
I'd come up with something better,
I think the thing that is frustrating is that it's
Cliche still
boring.
works.
I think
This
that's
state
the
forgives
killer,
sexual
is that, like,
dalliances
she's
far more
not a
than it does
Jose,
drug
she's
abuse,
not a
Mark.
Joey.
I
She's
am a
boring
United
enough,
States
and that's
Congressman.
frustrating,
Long
but
story
you know why
fucking short,
I'm not
Marky
at a 1.
baby. Your numbers are tanking, and we can't afford that. Now it's
talk about
time for
Kevin.
Plan B.
our
do
other
remember what Claire
person
used,
on
don't you?
the block here.
And here are the
Kevin,
schematics.
he's in some trouble.
If
Like
you're
I said, I
interested.
think it's feasible that the vote
I
could
thought your
flip
program would get
another
me
way
reelected.
here.
Now,
Brent, how do you
miracles
feel about it?
are for losers,
I looked
Mara.
and I gave Kevin a 4.
Don't you want to earn this
and
yourself?
I feel relatively
I give
good
Kevin
about
a
Kevin's
3,
chances if he gets out of this week, and I
Just
believe
keep
that
your
he
mouth
will.
I'm
Most
like you in
people in
those
the
photos.
house seem to enjoy him. I
Again,
do.
I'm so
think
sorry
that,
about those.
I don't like.
I'll try better
his
next
general
time.
positioning, but in general, it's mostly on account of Nicole Anthony because she went and spilled some of the things that Janelle said about Kevin and ran it back to him right away after Janelle told her not to. So now it looks like Kevin knows that Janelle was campaigning for Keisha.
You see that?
When in actuality,
Ducharme's part of this.
Kevin probably
Man,
needs
there's a
somebody like
ton of
Janelle in the
activity
house,
going on.
like in order for him to
Marcus,
do some damage.
the building just went off
So
the grid.
I don't love that.
We
but on
can't
the
get
other
in
hand,
or see
like,
inside.
he's done a
I
good
gotta
job
get
of
over
making
there.
the
There's gotta be some
HOH
evidence
feel
of what's
like,
going
hey,
on.
I'm on top of the next building.
inside it's gotta be
Yeah, there's that house from up here.
Cody put him up.
Plenty of
Had
brains for
talk
that.
with him. But
On my
the
way.
outside, he's been pretty cool about it and made Cody feel great, and that has trickled out to Cody's allies. And now it looks like Kevin's going to stay, and if he stays, then he's got new life in the game. So I gave him 4.
Yeah, I'm at a 4 as well, and that's just because I know Kevin is a capable player. I feel pretty confident about him staying, but like I said, anything could happen here. Here's the thing, though, and I talked about this on the update, I think, this morning. No player who was nominated in Week 1 and faced a vote has ever gone on to win the game. The only winner who was even nominated at all in Week 1 was Steve, and he won the veto to take himself off the block, and that's what saved him from that vote. No other winner has ever even been nominated, and that includes Big Brother Canada. It's a big disadvantage, I think, to be out of the loop, essentially.
You can see
to
the
be
whole
out
city
of
from here.
the rest of the group, be singled out for that first crucial week. And now I do think that there are a couple of things that can help him out here. First is that it was only 1 week and not 2. And so he hasn't been the first nominee for 2 weeks. It's only been 1. So he will have a little bit of a chance. And also,
You know it's gonna
this is
be
an
a hell of
all-star
a fight
season.
turning
There
them
are
back into
pre-existing
people.
relationships, so it's the week 1 stuff isn't maybe quite as valuable. And like I said, I think he's a capable player, so I don't think he's like dead in the water. I don't think it's a death sentence, but I do think it's a big disadvantage, and you can see how much he has missed out on here in the week. So 4 from me. Melissa, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm happy to give Kevin a 3. I'm a little worried about him moving forward. It seems like he doesn't really have any. He has people who like him and who want him to stay this
Hey,
week,
is that the
but I don't
congressman?
necessarily see
No, I do
that he has a
believe
lot
that
of
is
people
a
who want to
helicopter.
work with him.
Fuck you.
And I'm also worried about the fact that he initially, I don't know if this is still the case, but it still like is like a little worrisome to me that he was like, okay, when I'm off this block, I'm targeting Kaser and Janelle, which like you should not be targeting them. You should be trying to work with like that side of the house, like, or at least like it's not even a side. It's literally just like everyone else outside the majority alliance, and everyone who's been put into these like different, I don't know, different like groupings in this majority alliance. Everybody who's not in that should be trying to do something together, and the fact that he's already like, I'm going to target those people is a little worrisome in regards to his read on the house. So that's why I'm giving him a 3 and not anything higher.
All right. The audience gave Kevin a 4. Booyah, do you agree?
I personally had a 3 down, but I think a 4 makes sense ultimately. I do think that, Kevin kind of just erupted into like this ball of emotions after being put up, and I think a lot of us coming into the season were rating Kevin at a higher position because we were expecting to get the Jeff Slayer. We're waiting to see that Kevin that we saw make his way to the final 3 in season 11, and I think that I don't doubt that Kevin is still there, which actually, if I'm being a broker and I'm trying to help you out, I feel like Kevin's a bargain buy should Kevin survive. But we have to acknowledge the fact that Kevin is still, to this moment, is having a lot of reactions, strong negative reactions towards what has happened, and has kind of lost footing a little bit. Is kind of being looked at weaker gotta be perceived weaker, and that's not a good position to be in. Then you talk about the statistics with the first week. Terry, you brought up the whole like not winning, being on the block that first week. If you look at that, that's not good. But then if the perception of him is going lower, that's not good. He needs to find a footing. He has some decent social connections, which is what I rate. Which is why I'm saying I'm okay with a 4, given that Kaiser's a 3. He has a good social connection, decent social connection with Nicole Anthony, with Dave Vaughn. He's positioned in a way where he's gonna get scooped up. He could be in a position where if there's a swing against that bigger majority type alliance or the big heavy hitters, he's someone you want to bring in. That's a good spot for him to be in. So I think moving forward, should Kevin survive this week and be in a good position to repair and not play from defense, not play from I have to campaign for my life and just get to do social game for me, I think Kevin can bounce back week 3 and be just all right and be back. Because I trust Kevin's gameplay, I trust Kevin's capability, but he definitely needs to snap out of what has consumed him this past week. But I think he can purchase for the future.
Yeah, so 4 overall for Kevin. This is something I've been meaning to do, but I forgot to do it. We'll go back briefly to do this. I actually had a preseason survey to ask the audience to rate the players based strictly on their game prior to the season starting. Prior to the season starting, Kevin was given a 7 by the audience. He was given a 4 by the audience this week, and a 4 overall average this week. So it's downhill for Kevin. Memphis is up next. Let's start with Brent. How do you feel about Memphis?
Gave him a 6. He's trying his best. He's trying to fit an old school
Or they give him 5.
strategy into a
I
new
give him a
school
5.
way, and it's looking kind of cool. I loved your tweet about the sneak foot thing on Twitter, Taryn. I thought that was really well done. Memphis is cracking me up, dude. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the picture on the second day. Did you see the picture of Memphis, like huddled up with all the layers on top of him because he was so cold. He looked like an old man.
With no neck, just all scarred blanket. Yep.
He looked like 55, dude. It looks crazy. Cracked me up. It's a 6 for me. I think he's I don't want to be verbose about it, but he's well liked in the house to the point where I don't think anybody, in fact, I think nobody is targeting him right now. He's somebody that is well liked by everybody, and people generally just get along with. So until that changes, I feel like he's on a good path in the Big Brother house.
All right, Melissa.
I would have given him a 6, but this live feed stuff that's going on is making me go a little lower, but just to a 5. I am interested in what he's doing. He seemed to be involved in that big alliance, although now it seems to me that Tyler and Cody and even Chris
I'm ready to
are kind
go
of like,
in.
well, that's
Play me
not
something
real,
fresh.
it's not legit, like, kind of talking down
Fuck.
which I did not
Did
think
it
was the case. So I
still can't get in. Start the upload.
Because it seems like it's an alliance to Memphis only, possibly. So we'll see where it goes from here. But I am a little nervous because I think that he's playing it wrong and that he shouldn't be distancing himself or I feel like he's getting rid of an ally or a potential ally this week. I think he should have worked harder to keep Keisha and not try and throw her under the bus, really. He was like, okay, please leave. It's disappointing because that could have been something. He didn't have to work with her directly, but it could have been a thing where it was like, hey, we were on the same season, we have each other's back, we don't need to work, together as a pair, but we have each other, we have this connection. And instead he's like, okay, bye Keisha, please leave. So, I am just a little disappointed, but it does
Try to find a way to reconnect the building to the grid.
Don't worry, I'll get you inside the system. Then use the botnet to brute force your way in and download everything you can.
Once you start downloading, they'll know you're inside.
Wouldn't be a party if they didn't. And I've got a surprise for them.
Just the nail in the coffin on the 6 rating for me.
You're in. Do your thing.
I like Memphis. I think he's a smart player, but I don't think Memphis fits in very well. I think Keisha fits in very well with his cast. I think they both fit into their cast at the time they played and the age they were, but right now, he is playing a steampunk game while everyone else is playing a sci-fi game.
No.
And he's trying to make it fit, but it's not fully there. I don't think he's in a bad spot right now. I think he's fine for a while, but don't see it from him, and this alliance not being solid is bad news for the longevity for Memphis. So for me, it is a 5. Kuya, the audience agreed. They went with a 5 as well. What are your thoughts?
We are on the same page. So I think, to speak on this,
Oh, fuck off.
it's like Memphis is playing the game. It's like when you were in university and you had the first edition of the textbook.
Like, why can't I just be at the fucking top? Why do I have to fucking do the crane shit again?
Some parts of it are different and just not the same anymore, and the graphs are outdated. So that's kind of what I'm getting with it. Sure, it would have worked maybe 4 years ago, but this is 2020 and you're not playing it right. I do think that I came into the season not really feeling Memphis. I'm feeling Memphis a little bit more now. But there's still, day by day, that is going back down to what I was saying.
Shut everything down now.
On that. I do think that Memphis's decision to kind of like leave Keisha to the wolves and believes that, oh, I can get there, I can do my own thing, I can make it, is all well and good. If you're a player
Yo,
like
Satara,
Derek,
I'm ready to go in.
21
Play me something fresh.
There is no way Memphis is going to do the same thing and be one of the youngins. There's no way. The closest person to be able to emulate that is going to be Enzo. And I do not think Memphis, with his complaining about the cold, if you wanted to be tortured, I'd go to Canada. It's like, that is the most dated thing to say. Your behavior is screaming older. There's no way you're going to be able to play younger. So I think playing to his strengths is something he should be doing, and I think believing that he's doing a good job when it's kind of like average is not great. We'll see where he goes from here. I think 5 is good because, again...
Oh, what?
Still can't get in. Start the upload.
He's a little crotchety, isn't he?
Yeah! Yeah!
I think I would have liked to see him try to broker something between Keisha and Cody to try to keep Keisha. Tell her to, like, look, you gotta ditch Kaser and Janelle for now, at least, and, like, let's just try and pull you in. Cody doesn't have that much of a reference. We can try and make this work. I can say
really
I got you.
Didn't do anything.
I think
He
that
pushed her out the door.
I think that would have been a better move. I think part of it might be that he's worried about her, that you know, this is a wild card that he's like taking out of the equation, because at some point he was probably
Try to find a way to reconnect the building to the grid.
Don't worry, I'll get you inside the system. Then use the botnet to brute force your way in and download everything you can.
But once you start downloading, they'll know you're inside.
Wouldn't be a party if they didn't. And I've got a surprise for them.
They are at a 5 now, and 5 average. So, a slight decline. Status. Nicole Anthony is up next, and I do not feel good about Nicole Anthony. Multiple reasons. Podcast drama. She was sick for a few days. Just left out a lot of things. Her reads are astronomically out of place. The few people that are trying to work with her, or some of the few people that are trying to work with her, Janelle Kaser, she just like flat out doesn't trust for like
For no reason.
No reason.
I have to go, and she is being mentioned as a target,
Yes.
as a person to go up on the block next week.
Fuck.
I have to go to a 3 for Nicole Anthony. I almost went with a 2, but she's not that dead. She's got.
I went through 2. I put it 2.
So, Booyah.
You're in.
Nicole
Do
Anthony,
your thing.
the audience says a 4.
Of course they did.
We're being too kind to her as the audience. I would have given a 3 as well. I did in my thing. So here's the thing. It's like I wanna track him down. I wanna like her, but
Who's been here
coming into the preseason was like you know, she's gonna be in a not great position. She's gonna be like an underdog. She's gonna be playing from the bottom a little bit.
Shit.
But I feel like they gave her many chances.
Control, be advised that a possible target or targets have been reported near your location.
And then just chucks it and like doesn't do anything and then uses it incorrectly. It's so frustrating to see when she can. All she needed to do was
Strategy is already. Oh man, you're gonna love this.
Be a part of them. That's all you need. And I think all she's doing is becoming an information funnel and giving information to people when they already didn't respect her game, when they're already looking at her and they're already not loving life seeing her there. She literally, if this veto was used, she'd be the one up there. So that's not a good position to be in. And then to kind of like be not respected all that much, and then you're coming in as one of the last people from the last season. Like, you needed to be in a good position, and I think all she's done is actively put herself in a bad spot. And the crazy thing is, I don't think anyone outwardly hates her. No one dislikes her. No one likes her. It's just this feeling of like,
Prince, this is crazy!
What's the point putting that in game?
Yes, this is Squad. Garrison dispatch to Squad. Be on alert. Possible hostiles near your location.
I'm
Squad,
good for
we
three
can see
as
our
well.
guy. We'll track him
I'm
around
very
units.
disappointed. You know, it's frustrating because you see her in a conversation with her. I think she does really well. I think that she's very good at making that person feel good about your conversation and that you want to work with them.
All units,
Like,
suspect is still in the
she's very good at that. The frustrating thing is what comes after that conversation. So she takes that good conversation and then just like immediately like tosses it in the garbage. Either by just being like, yeah, no, I don't trust that person at all. Like that was, you know, we're not working together. Or it's that she'll go to the people that were talked about and just immediately spill the beans. So it's really not good. And then, you know, the fact that it doesn't seem like she recognizes like who is in what alliance and like and
Marcus,
not only
we
that,
got their
not
plan
only, like,
B.
oh, I don't really know what's
They're
going
going
on.
after the voting machines.
Actively
Voting
is, like,
machines? Aren't those pretty protected?
They only protect the data after the vote.
With
time is it?
With the
12:30
invite
in the
data,
morning.
they can ignore ballots before a voter
It's
pulls a
still
lever.
dark.
Just found out where to keep the
no,
They
he's
start
not.
like at
What are you
9.
talking
Free
about?
outside
So,
Fort Point.
yeah,
Fort
she's
Point?
not
On my
doing
way.
it
Oh,
for me this
and
season,
Marcus?
but I hope she turns it around.
You might want
Yeah,
to
I
bring
hope
some
she does too. I think
explosives.
there's a reason
I was
she's
hoping
I
able to
really
say
say
never
that.
share
She
that
actually
Nicole
takes
Anthony
the
turns her
time
around.
to talk to them
I wouldn't be
because
upset if
she
she
seems
don't.
really
Next. I really don't care.
person. Like, Terrence
I never
Howard
liked
passed
Nicole
in the
Anthony
2021
too
when we got a
much.
chance to interview
I mean, like, I don't
her,
mind her
and
as a
it's
human. Like, I mean,
you're
she seems like
actually
a great
somebody who we
person.
rooted for. Like, we
But,
really wanted to get the
I
chance
just think
to
she's always
know,
been a
and he was
bad
so
player.
touched
Or a
with us, and it
mediocre
was great,
player.
and we loved it. It was a great moment. But my God,
Oh, we're doing
she's not
that?
that
That's
good
part of
a
this
game
mission
player,
too?
especially early when she doesn't have her feet under her. It's really
Alright, we'll end here
frustrating
then.
watching her, and I have to say, let me be said, I have talked with Eric from Reality Recaps in the past. He's a cool guy. He's a little messy like me. But him having a problem with Nicole Franzel and Nicole Franzel having a problem with Eric, people are like, oh, well, that's too bad for Nicole Anthony. No, it's not. It is not too bad for her. It was her fault, Nicole Anthony's fault, that she didn't put out that fire sooner. Like, Nicole Franzel came to her and said,
Yeah,
hey,
we'll end here.